say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen.
Hello.
Why are we squatting on the ground? To make our knees really sore.
And it's working.
Now, to tell the truth, today we're going to talk about edible plants that you can go around and gather, including this prickly pear cactus. A lot of people don't know that this is native to the western parts of Kentucky. Mom and Dad gave us one little patch, and now we've got three huge groups. Now, if we needed to, you could eat a lot of this stuff. You can also eat the fruit. It's amazing. And they will take over an area if they find the right place they like with south facing. These things will take over. Now we're going to gather a salad today. And we're going to start here in a minute because I can't stay on my knees too much longer. I'm going to pass out. All right, let's go gather some salad. Before we take off, you know, we don't plan anything. This show is actually what happens as we go along. But there's a few things that I had in mind I wanted to say today. And one of them is, our bees, our one hive is thriving.
Right.
So we don't do any Roundup. We don't do any kind of spray that kills anything around here because a lot of the stuff that's in our yard, you know, everybody talks about the perfect green yard without dandelions, this, that, and that. If we didn't have dandelions, our yard wouldn't be very green. So we keep everything, whatever grows in there. We have violets, all kinds of stuff. Now, one more thing I want to harken back to, that pear tree back there. Seems like every year for the last several years, right to the point where it blooms out, it gets whacked by the frost. Right. And this year, we should have, watch the bees working, we should have pears, I hope. If that's the case, we're gonna have a lot of pear recipes.
Yum.
But because we haven't sprayed anything, we can come out in the yard, literally, and around the whole area and pick, literally, a salad, things that you can eat. Things that have high in vitamin A, high in vitamin C. Now you saw a couple years ago I came out here and did this, but we're actually going to make a salad out of this. Then I'm going to make a fairly healthy,
delicious dressing.
Delicious dressing that's really easy. I was in the store the other day, like I said, I almost succumbed to the ranch, which is horrible for you. And I started thinking carbs. We try to do kind of a low carb diet. And I got to thinking, what would make a good salad dressing? And I started looking at the carbs and how many calories on each thing. And I thought, man, I can do this. So we're going to do that in a minute. But first, we got to get the salad. All right, now look, the smaller the better. They do tend to get a bit bitter as they get bigger, so we're gonna go for the small stuff, and there's literally millions of these that we can go to. Now, you can also eat the flower itself. A lot of people didn't know this, but dandelions, just about every part of this can be used. Now, it might taste a little bit bitter, but it's got its own unique taste, and a lot of people use it. So we're starting our salad with the dandelions. Now we know how these taste. They're absolutely wonderful and plentiful. They're everywhere.
They're good.
You see one alongside the road, if it's not private property, knock yourself out. They really, really taste nutty.
Remember she said it doesn't hurt the tree.
And sweet, nope.
Pulling them off.
So we got a lot more to go. What are we looking for today? Did you know that you can eat violet leaves and violet flowers? And you talk about fiber, you talk about the fact you talk about organic. I mean, this is right here on a farm. We're getting started. Want these two?
Yeah.
You can't get enough of those in there.
And they're pretty color.
All right, as we look around, now these are everywhere, but you know, the casual observer may say, well, there's just a tuft of grass. Look what's at the end of this tuft of grass.
Wow.
Smell that.
Wow.
As you see, these are little baby wild onions. Now, a little dab will do you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these, we're just gonna use the green parts on this, like you would use, that's gonna go on the side.
Okay.
And if you're going to your square dance and you can be around a bunch of people, you don't want to eat too much of those.
Okay. I'm not square dancing.
All right, don't square dance. Now we got violets here. There's a violet leaf, little heart-shaped leaf.
You can eat the purple too, right?
You can eat the flower itself. It's got a nice little taste to it. You'll notice there's a lot more flavor in your salad like this. It's right, it's your own, literally, back door. Here's some more good dandelion leaves that we can pick. We're getting there. Let's go find some garlic mustard. Look at this right here. It comes out with a little white flower. Some people eat the stalks. The stalks to me are kind of bitter.
Just the leaves?
Just the leaves, and we can get as much of this as we want. Taste that. Tell me what you think. Smash it up.
Oh, wow.
You get that
Mustardy
garlic?
lettuce. Garlicky.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
So,
That's really garlicky.
that's a natural garlic taste. That's why I go for the smaller ones. If you get too much, you're going to really get bitter. But you see, we're getting a salad. Now, if we spent about a half hour and gathered all these things, you know what else is good in a salad, nice and sweet? It's clover. Red clover, white clover. Let's go find some of that. Tastes like garlic. So, we walk around the yard and we have a salad. Look at that.
It's pretty too. Look at the colors.
It is pretty. And you know what? You think about the vitamin A and the C and the antioxidants and the things that we don't even know that nature puts in there for us. And look at it. I found some bigger onions. Take a look at these.
You did.
If you want, peel a little bit of that back. Now, there's our salad. I'm going to start, while you're doing that, I'm going to start the dressing. So I bought this ranch, not to eat it, but just so I could read
look at
the
it.
ingredients off the back. Monosodium glutamate, food starch, gum, whey, phosphoric acid, disodium, something or other, potassium sorbate, calcium, disodium,
It does taste pretty good, though.
so on. But I started thinking, I was at the store and I'm trying to do the low carb thing and trying to be a little healthy on occasion.
Right.
So I started, what would be good? All the flavors that I like in a salad, and you like in a salad. I was at the store and I thought, okay, I found some organic mustard, olive oil, and aged balsamic vinegar.
So healthy dressing.
So I'm thinking, and we have some of our bees honey. I don't care how many calories in that. It's our bees, we know where it came from. That's our sweetener. So I thought, let's put this together and see what happens. I never have measured it, so I'm gonna guess at the measurements and we just mix it up till it tastes about right. I don't have a spoon to measure it, but I'm gonna say that is what, 1 tablespoon?
Probably.
That's 2 tablespoons. From there, we got our oil, and let's say that's 1 tablespoon. There's 2 tablespoons.
You're doing all equal parts?
So far.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna back off a little bit with the balsamic vinegar. That gives a nice, sweet.
I love vinegar.
So we got kind of a honey mustard thing going
like
here.
that.
So let's put 1, 2, probably a little less honey. We don't want it real sweet. Now we're gonna go back and we're gonna check on this in a minute and taste it. Now a little bit of lemon juice for the zing.
Yum.
Now we're just gonna mix that all up and we're gonna see what we need to add on top of that.
I like that.
I don't know that we need anything.
I can eat that with a spoon.
Ooh, you know what? That's where most people would stop. I'm gonna put just a tad of pepper in there. Why? Because pepper
I love pepper.
is limited here. Like you can't find it anywhere.
I know.
You know why?
Because of
The pepper bandit struck again. You know what he did? There was an airplane coming from the pepper ranch in Arizona.
right. Pepper ranch, huh?
He held up the airplane.
Wow.
They saw him. They came to the ground. He took every bit of pepper off the pepper plane.
He's crazy.
You know, they grow all the pepper in
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah.
He's lost his mind.
Wow.
He was out again. You know, he just got out from the last big thing where, you know, remember the train he robbed?
They let him out and he
They let him
goes right
out.
back to it.
He's out of control. He loves his pepper though. There's our salad dressing, and that's probably enough to toss that in. We could go a little bit more. What do you think? Is that enough for that whole bowl?
I think it'd be good. If we need more, you make more, huh?
Let's take our onions that we pulled out of the yard. Let's go ahead and cut that part off and just go up the stem a little bit. Just a little bit
Just
onion.
little
A little
pieces?
bit goes a long way. Go up into the green a little bit. Spread that around a little bit. There was a girl that used to ride our school bus. I wish I could remember her name. She probably wouldn't want me telling this on her, but she would brag about how Orangeburg Elementary, she would go out in the schoolyards and she would pull those and eat them. And she'd eat them for like as many as she could find. I don't know how she didn't get a sore stomach. But at the end of the day, if you were sitting on the bus and you were 10 to 15 yards away from her, you could, with the windows down.
You can smell her.
Wow. I think her name was Penny. Penny somebody.
I kept the mosquitoes away, eating all the onions. Or is that garlic?
It probably kept everything away. All right, look at that. Look
Yum.
at that. There's our all natural salad. You want to just toss all this in here and you toss it up? Go ahead and scrape that out if you will. We've gone into the yard on the edge of the woods, and seriously, you can live in the city and find some of this stuff. Just make sure they're not spraying anything. And we put that in with just a little bit of spring mix we had already.
All right, that's pretty good.
Here's our start for the night. We got much more lined up. Hand me a fork there if you will.
Yeah, let's just eat right out of the bowl.
Let's eat right out of the bowl. We share. We got so much stuff from the yard right here. Is that not good?
That's
Look,
delicious.
I got a dandelion.
I like it.
Now, some of these are a little bit stronger than you might be used to, but the red buds are so sweet, and they're the croutons.
That's good. I like the little zing of mustard, garlicky taste in there.
But that right there, I could eat that whole thing. You know,
That's good.
the taste left in your mouth, there's a little bit of a, I wouldn't say bitter, but it's unique. It's not a bad bitter. It's natural. I feel like Yule Gibbons. You remember Yule Gibbons?
I'm ready to eat some more salad.
All right, let's eat some more salad. This is only the beginning. We got a lot more. We'll be right back after we munch on this salad. All right, now not too long ago, we did a tomato segment. All of a sudden, this thing's gone viral. Hundreds of thousands of people looking at it. And this is something, I got the original idea from Bobby Joe. We do things a little bit differently here. But we took this particular wire because it's cheap. Then we took a bucket and drilled a few holes in it. Now, one more thing that I would add to this before we show this is you could put some large grade gravel, not the little bitty stuff, but you know, pieces of rock like that. So put some limestone in there, and that will help filter that as well. So this actually goes into the ground a little bit. We're going to show you how to do this step by step in a minute. It includes hog rings, all sorts of things. But when this is in the ground, it goes down about another 3 to 4 inches. We shove that into the ground. The bucket goes into the ground. Now, after we did the show, so many people said, well, you can't get the tomatoes out of the side. Here's the deal. There's 4 plants in here. It grows up and intertwines in here. Now we made it. Now remember, it's about down here, comfortably.
It was perfect.
The stems are down here. All the tomatoes up here. There's no place, look, there's no place within this area that we can't reach to get a tomato. We don't have to worry about going through the side. I don't care if they're beefsteaks. Every place that we're gonna get a tomato is comfortably reached over the top. That's why we didn't put them up here. So the tomatoes will cascade out the side. Now people say, well, we didn't see a follow-up.
Guess
What was the reason?
I had a wreck.
2 weeks later,
Yeah.
well, I shouldn't laugh about this, but we're happy that it's over. She was in an accident and her neck was broken. Now you'll remember the show, you may, if you've been with us a while, you remember she was in a neck brace for a while.
Right.
We were actually in the house, technically in the house for 8 weeks.
Right.
I mean, you couldn't.
I shut us down.
You had to stay on the middle floor and couldn't go upstairs. I mean, it was pretty rough. But our garden, parents took the tomatoes.
Right.
I didn't walk out, I didn't say that I was taking care of her. But it ended fabulously, but that's why we didn't show a follow-up on that. But this thing right here is absolutely wonderful. Now we're gonna show you how to do it step by step because people, it's time
Right.
to put out your tomatoes. Now you can feed these however you see fit. Remember Bobby Joe's bucket?
Right.
His doo-doo bucket?
Yes.
You just take a mesh bag or something that breathes, put your doo-doo in it, put it in the water, and you just feed that. Now that is as organic as you can possibly
That's right.
get. You have beautiful tomatoes, and here's how you do it right here. Look, I just tell, is it not pretty?
It looks really good.
Beautiful?
Maybe don't plant it because it looks so nice.
No, we're gonna have to plant it. Our garden is so late this year. Why am I holding a hog ringer? Poor little piggy.
Hope you're not getting hogs.
No.
Okay.
You know what? I decided that with our tomatoes, you know, every year we get the cheap tomato cages, and it never works out. And I watched Bobby Joe last year do something that really impressed me. He took concrete wire and he made cages that were a little more permanent. Well, I decided to go a step further, and I saw something on the internet where they took buckets, drilled holes in them, put them in the ground, and then you could put water in those buckets. And remember Bobby Joe's bucket over there?
Still
Horse manure
keep it going.
Well, what do we have now over there? Alpaca and sheep. So we're going to dump some duty in there every now and then. We'll dip the water out into our tomatoes. We'll water them as well. Now what I have got here, I bought this today at Southern States. It is welded wire fabric. It's 3 feet tall by 100 feet long, 4 by 2, 12.5 gauge galvanized fence. So what I'm going to do is we're going to unroll this.
Okay.
I'm going to take about 64 inches. How's that sound?
Perfect. I like 64.
64 inches?
Perfect, yeah.
That's actually what I figured was about right.
Okay.
We're going to make a circle out of this. We're going to take these hog rings. That will clinch the ends back together. 4 in the bottom. just like that. We'll set the buckets down in the ground, line up the plants with the holes in the bucket so the water can get to the root system. Put a little dirt in between it. I want a little space between that, the bucket, and the actual wire. What do you think, Nikki?
I like this.
You like it a lot?
Yeah, I do. Because they always fell over, and by the end of the season, I couldn't even do anything with them.
Now, these are a red beefsteak heirloom. We're doing all heirloom this year. We're going to come back very carefully. Watch our little fellers. Yeah, I think the bigger's better, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to push that down. Go ahead and kind of lock that in. Now, we have 4 plants in there. The problem we have with tomatoes is falling over.
Right, always.
And those cages, the cages themselves fall over.
Right.
This has got a broader base. They're going to grow up in between, the base of the plant is going to grow up in between the bucket and that galvanized fencing.
It's a great idea.
You see what I'm saying?
I like it.
Then it can all bush up, and there's 4 plants.
Right.
So we have a smaller area, but a stouter
Right.
area for them to grow. So what you say, let's get one going.
Okay.
Now, another beautiful thing, we're about to have
Some puppies.
puppies.
Yay.
Maggie is over there right now. We're on a Maggie watch because she is already, I think, having some contractions today.
She hasn't wanted to eat, so I know
she's not eating. She's got her nest dug out. I saw her in there going around and around.
She's laying down every once in a while.
She's laying down. Now, we have a swimming pool. What's a swimming pool for? Now, we learned a long time ago they need a whelping area.
Right.
So they need to have that area where they can go in, climb in, where the puppies can't get out
Right.
once they start moving around, but she can easily get in and out when she
It's
needs
all
to.
ready for her.
Now, we made the mistake first time getting a little swimming pool that wasn't deep enough.
Didn't realize how big these puppies get quick.
So we
Yeah.
got this one a little bit higher.
The
It
big
gives
pool.
her more room, them more room, and we got puppies on the way.
I'm excited. I
I'm
can't wait.
excited too. Now, earlier today we had our salad. And so we thought, what are we going to cook today? We got a call from some friends. They said, we're coming over. I said, oops, this changes things. So what can we do to feed a lot of people? Kind of a cool thing here. We've got a pizza oven. Most pizza ovens are terribly expensive. We were going to actually show how to build one
Right.
ourselves, but it was kind of a pain. We found this at a local chain store. In fact, it was Sam's. Now these things are regularly, I think, $700, $800.
Right.
And Miss Thrifty here,
I like a good clearance.
yeah, you said, watch it till, I said, somebody's gonna buy it. Somebody's gonna buy it. And we watched until it was $250.
Yeah, that's a good deal for a pizza oven.
Now this thing weighs about 60,000 pounds, but we got it in here, got it set up. We're gonna go down here and get our fire going, basically little sticks to big sticks, but I don't like any kind of chemicals. I don't like the starting fluid and all that kind of stuff. So we've taken the little organic cubes that we use for the big green egg,
Right.
and we've just stacked some sticks, some hickory sticks in here, little sticks to big sticks. Next thing you know, when you get this fire up and going, you keep it vented until you get it 600-700 degrees, you fill the exterior of this oven and you know it's hot.
Right.
That way it retains all that heat on the inside. You know that it's time for your pizza. All that stuff in the front, you sweep to the back. The flame remains back here, but the floor of that oven is burning up hot. And anytime you've had a wood-fired pizza, you know it's really good stuff.
Right.
You don't have a pizza oven, you got a grill.
That's right.
You got a big green egg, they work perfect. You ready for pizzas?
I'm starving.
Let's go do it.
Starving.
So here's what you do, and here's your preference. Any ingredients that you want, you can lay out in front of you. And we've got all kinds of stuff out here. And our good friend Roberto Capeccio, who's running lights, is gonna love this pizza.
Is he?
Yeah, he's good on lights.
How big you want this?
Let's say a 4-piece pizza.
Okay.
And then we can just keep going from there. Now you could go full-size pizzas if you want. Little ones are easier to work with. If you got a bunch of friends over, you can just keep on adding different stuff. You can make,
Yeah.
we got some goat cheese and arugula. Now Roberto, we were talking to earlier, he actually worked in a pizza joint years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, see? So they use the cornmeal.
Wow.
That's kind of keeps everything sliding and moving so it doesn't get stuck. We got some on the floor
That looks good.
of the oven itself. It's gonna be a meat lovers, how about that?
All right. That's your favorite, isn't it?
That's my favorite. And you don't have to go crazy with the sauce.
Now you want the ingredients first or the cheese? You know, we're different on that.
It doesn't matter. It's the great thing about pizza. You can do it however you want it.
So I think cheese first.
You
okay
do
with
however
it?
you want it. Absolutely.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Then we can see our
Oh, my
ingredients.
mouth is watering. Oh, look at this. Now, is that not beautiful?
That is beautiful.
Some pepperoncinis.
You want
How
some
about
ham?
some black olives? Yeah, we need some ham.
You're not gonna just do meat now, are you? You want
Oh,
everything.
this is everything.
All right.
This is a meat lovers plus. Ooh, look at those
do
big
it.
pepperonis.
4 pepperoni maybe?
Yeah.
All right. Yum.
We shall take this and pop it in the oven. I tell you what, Mrs. Farmer, if you will, I'm gonna let you do that part.
Okay.
You're talking a minute and a half. That's what I remember at Donk's. It's just like boom.
So we just all make our own pizzas and we got them quick.
Now remember, when you're working at these temperatures, now that was still, you want the first
Do I get
bite?
to try?
Fresh dough, fresh ingredients.
That's yummy.
That's stupid.
It's the best. Pizza oven
It's
is the
stupid
best.
good. I cannot describe to you how much different this is than getting something out.
The dough's perfect too.
Wow. So, here in a minute we're gonna make another pizza, but we need to turn the camera off so we can pile drive this pizza.
Okay.
All right,
We got to share.
bite. All right, Lisa requested this. So start with the goat cheese.
She loves goat cheese. I'm gonna really load it.
There's just so many things we could do. We're gonna do a basil pesto.
Yeah.
And we make our own, but you can also buy that in the store. Spread that around lightly.
Gotta do the cheese.
You know what, let's go with a little fresh basil too on the top. And at the end, we're gonna put just a little bit of arugula
Okay.
in there. Let's do a little bit of basil, a little bit of oregano. Let's
that
go
is
fresh tomatoes. Yeah, I like it. Perfect. No meat on this one.
Okay. Healthy
That's
pizza.
what Lisa wants.
It's a healthy pizza.
Drizzle just a little bit of olive oil over top of that.
Yum.
She wants pepperoncinis.
That's a good looking
Look
pizza.
at that. Now, is that not a beautiful thing? And when we get that out, we'll put some baby arugula on.
Okay,
All right,
perfect.
let's pop that one in. Look at that. That is a beautiful thing. Do you smell that?
That smells good. She did good. Don't
That
tell
smells
her
like,
though.
yeah, don't tell her.
She did a good pizza.
She'll be over here every day trying to
Yeah,
get pizza.
her head will
Yeah.
get big.
That's good, that's good. Look at that, let that
Oh,
sink in
wow.
a little bit. All right.
Take a bite.
All right, I'll take a bite.
Oh, I taste the basil and I taste the cheese. That's yummy.
Wow.
With the goat
Now, if you
cheese.
like goat cheese, you
That's
can love
delicious.
this. That's your pizza.
Isn't that good?
Lisa's pizza. There's no cheese on there, is there?
That's delicious and sloppy.
You know what? If you'd like more recipes, we got them from wild game to stuff like this. Where would you go, Nikki?
I go to timfarmerscountrykitchen.com.
Would you really?
I would.
You know what? We have hundreds of recipes, how-tos, and stuff on there. And a lot of folks have asked us how to get on our Facebook page. What do? You go to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Facebook page, you hit like, boom. We talk recipes, we talk about where we're going to be. Lots of people say, when are you going to be somewhere where we can come out and meet? Well, on May the 11th, that's on a Thursday.
Right.
We're going to be at the Bluebird, and if you want to check that out for more information, go to our Facebook page, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Facebook page, or online, timfarmerscountryKitchen.com for more details. And you know what? It's about that time to wrap it up. So basically, it's all about
Good times.
Good plan.
Oh, she got it.
hey, good pizza. We'll see you next week with a brand new Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. Meanwhile, we're going to eat
I want
every
more.
bit of this and then
Should we
fix
let-
another
Should we
one.
let Roddy in? Some or not? Make him hold the light while
Turn
we
the lights out, Roddy. Boom. This is Roddy's.
To order a cookbook, please call 502-319-0487 or email timfarmerck@gmail.com. Special thanks to CKY, Canoe, Kentucky, Furniture World Superstore, Housewarmings, Lodge Cast Iron, Tater Knob Pottery and Farm,